dinosaur. 1, 2, 3, dinosaur. I think we are good. Good. Maybe. Yeah. Looks like I've got everything on that platform. Let me check real quick. Make sure everything is going. Cool. We are live on everything. Haha. Okay. Oh. Welcome on. Yeah, it's been I think 2 weeks since I streamed, just because life's been a bit hectic and I've been flying a lot. So yeah. I did mean to stream 2 weeks ago, but I ended up I got hit by I just got in a slump because I can't go into details, but I had a really huge gaming company reach out, and they wanted to commission me to make a costume for them to promote something in under a week. And talked to them a lot of things and everything. And they offered to pay me less than it would have cost to buy a basic costume on Amazon. And I was so insulted. Like, write it down. Oh. Adam, thank you for the resub of 33 months on Twitch. Yes, I appreciate it. Much love. But yeah, so that got me in a huge slump and just made me feel so shitty of just I was just so upset and I just didn't want to work. But then I had another company which I did end up doing, which was the 7 Deadly Sins Origins event in LA Live, and that one was a one-day event that turned into a week and a few days. So that was it was a good event, just it was a lot. So that's what I've been doing. I ended up flying out last Tuesday because they wanted to do a dress fitting, and I should most likely be posting something about it today. I'm just waiting for the final approval, so most likely there will be a post. So I haven't really been posting either. But this one, it was a cool experience because I've never done something like this, and I have actually never worn a store-bought cosplay. I have only worn cosplays that I have made my entire life. And so they wanted to fly me out, and they were giving me an Elizabeth costume and to wear for the event, and there was 50 of us. So it was really cool to do this whole event and see the other side of the cosplay community, which I think I would do again, but definitely would probably ask for more. But if it was literally just the one-day event, which it was supposed to be, it was just last-minute changes if I had to come for a dress fitting, it wouldn't have been as bad. The real issue I had though was flights. The trip from hell for flights. Oh my gosh, the flight there. I was supposed to get into LA at 7 p.m. and I ended up not getting there until 2 a.m. And it was the worst flight so I went from Nebraska to Chicago, and then from Chicago to LA. And the flight from Chicago to LA was the worst 4 hours of turbulence I've ever had. It was nonstop, just terrible turbulence, and it was awful. And then on the way back, so the flight coming back also was a nightmare because my flight got canceled. So I was supposed to come home on Sunday, and I didn't get home until Wednesday morning. So just because there ended up being a blizzard here in Nebraska. So yeah, that was a whole lot of meh, and I just wanted to work so bad. I'm really happy though, is beforehand I bought the Switch 2 to get the new Pokemon game, and I basically stayed in my hotel room and did that most of the time because I really just wanted to relax and play games, and I didn't really care about going and exploring. But I did do the zoo, which was not really as nice as the zoo here in Nebraska, I'll just put it that way. And then the best part of the entire trip, though, and big thank you to our mod wizard here, he hooked me up with a tour of the Blizzard headquarters, and it was so cool, and I did film a lot of it, so hopefully I'll have a video, a little vlog coming on YouTube for that soon. I filmed as much as I could, but I could only film like a third of what I saw because the rest was closed doors, and I had to sign like NDAs, and like it was just so cool. And the tour guide was Eric, so thank you if you do watch this. But yeah, it was a dream because every year I go to probably California like maybe twice a year for events or something. And every year I always get invited, but it's like the day I fly out. And so I had time beforehand because the dress fitting got pushed up. So I was able to like actually go, and it was so cool. And it was just, I'll talk about it more in my video. But yeah, so that was kind of like my whole thing. I was really happy to see it. So yeah, that was the highlight. But otherwise, the trip was fine, just flying sucked. It was terrible, and that was the main issue. So, yeah, but now we're back to working on Sarah Kerrigan. Today, I'm gonna flip over to, hopefully it doesn't go up to the person. There we go. Today we're working on the lovely shoe, which I thought I was gonna finish it last night, but I ended up changing quite a bit about it, so we're gonna hopefully finish it today. This is the, really the last part that I'm sculpting. The full body is finished. I do plan on doing a little bit on a cowl, but I'm probably gonna do that after this is all taken apart and done, just because it's a separate thing. So yeah. No, I'm not playing WoW. I've been doing the new Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch too, so that's been occupying my time. But yeah, so that, and then we do have some new sponsorships coming soon. So Plastidip, who has supported us in the past, is now a full-time sponsor, providing all Plastidip going forward. Photobomb the Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. We do have, we're going to be working on our next cosplay, which hopefully I'll be able to announce in the next week or two. That one is going to have materials provided by Cosplay Fabric, the Yayahan Cosplay Fabric line, so we're going to be working with them. Potentially an adhesive company we'll be working with glues and maybe another 3D printing thing. I don't know. Those are floating around, but we'll see, just to see. So yeah, we've got some exciting things. I'm still keeping it kind of easy. Oh, and then we have a big announcement at the beginning of next month for my next convention. So that should be fun. It's a convention in a different land. There you go. that's your hint. So yeah, but let's get started on this. So I'll talk about the shoe in my process real quick. Which also, by the way, I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and those are the ones that I can read chat. I am also multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram, but I can't read chat on those platforms right now. So if you want to say something, go over to those. So yeah. Yep. No, not Cleveland. But yeah, so technically with her shoe, yeah, I'd say it's kind of like Narnia. Kinda. Technically with her shoe, which I'll move this way because of the other one. she doesn't, so she has this giant heel. That's accurate. But she doesn't have the wedge part here. Technically, her feet go to here, her toes. But I can't really do that. So I ended up just putting the toes on top of the heel. And then it's like a weird design that I've been having to do. So like I kind of came up with all of these parts to kind of mimic the rest of the cosplay, so it doesn't look as just floating on top, because I did feel like it looked very awkward without it. And then last night I decided to make the toe beans a little more longer, I guess. It just, this section looked very awkward, so I built up more material, added more here. And then today I want to kind of focus on this section to make it look more kind of like it belongs, I guess. It's like a weird transition spot. Even in the reference images, it ends up being smooth here, but I don't like exactly that look. So we're kind of like gonna work back and forth and see what I can do. I will say the toe beans ended up getting a little more cartoony than I want, but I don't think anybody's really gonna see it. And I think once it's all painted, it actually will look better this way, so it'll be a little more pronounced, I guess. Thanks, Cosplay Hero. Welcome on. So yeah, and hopefully I won't get flagged, because I'm showing toe beans on stream. Kinda. I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of work with this. Let me know if this camera right here, if it ends up focusing too much, let me know and I'll change the settings, just because I'll be working with this hand a lot. So yeah. Honeyfro, welcome on. How are you? Yeah, so let me kind of figure out. So last night I ended up where these connection parts are. I actually ended up connecting it all the way down, and it looked very funky. So I kind of ended up just leaving it last night in a mixed state. So it's kind of like half pushed together. You can't see toes. I mean, I've gotten flagged for my mannequin in the background for inappropriate, for showing too much skin on a mannequin. So yeah, it's why Olga has a whole. I have a hoodie over her face, and then the side of her, I have part of my apron. So you know. We're too much of a risky channel here, obviously. I can't imagine if I was like actually sculpting the well, I guess my big one was fine because it's white, like, and not pink skin color-ish. I don't know. It's never been flagged so far. But we'll see. I don't know. Okay. This worked really nice when I put it on last night, just because it was all still slightly warm. So it's going to be a little bit harder to kind of smooth it out. And this is monster clay that I'm using, that I've used for the whole costume so far. And it is an oil-based clay that activates with heat. So just the heat of your hands will kind of activate it. And this is specifically their medium grade, where they have an easy and a hard, which is the temperature that it is workable on. So I just want to kind of smooth out where I added this material last night. Doing okay? Good. Glad to hear it. I don't remember. Did C2 E2 happen already, or is it coming up? Are you going to that one? I will not be this year. Every WoW stream has some form of big. Okay. Well, it depends on, so since I'm multi-streaming on all the different platforms, I get hit on Twitch and on Instagram the most for the stuff. I'm avoiding certain words so I don't get flagged on that too. Move this to warm. Not sure if I'll be adding more material, but I wanted to have it ready just in case. Yeah. They definitely, I've been flagged a lot for some of stuff. Like, TikTok's flagged me a lot. It doesn't do it as much, but last year, if I had any part of my leg showing, I got flagged for some reason. And I don't know if it was somebody, like, trolling my account, flagging it, or what. So I had to be careful with just, like, showing any part of my skin, which was really weird. Okay, that transitions a little better. I may add a tiny bit more here because it has a tiny little bumpy spot. Let's see. I gotta mix the soup. Yeah, this one's the one that never fully dries. Which is exactly what I wanted, so. But yeah, I find that the best way for heating it up is a crock pot. Oh yeah, that's right. Adam, how's your start of your month-long vacation playing WoW? Let's see. Monster Clay is definitely my favorite now. And it's really great because now that I have the 3D scanner, I can just scan my finished piece rather than having to do a casting of it. And I've had a few people that are like, well, why don't you just 3D model this? And it's like, I can, but I actually really don't like catting things. I don't like... I like actually sculpting with my hands, that type of media, where I can do stuff online. I've done plenty of things where I sculpt virtually, but it's not my thing. So I'd rather do this, even if it doesn't look as well. But I feel like I can get more detail this way. And if I do miss anything, I can still bring it in and do little fine touch-ups if need be on in like Rhino or in Nomad Sculpt. So okay, I think I built up that area now with what I wanted. Down to a week left now? Oh my. That went really fast. C2 is next weekend, but you're not going this year? I know you were doing your, all the Pokemon stuff with everybody. Did that end up happening as well, or is that still coming up? Buckets of vacuum chamber and bricks of oil bit. Oh. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this. I, in the past, was never a fan of working with clays. Even in undergrad, when I did ceramics, all of my professors were like trying to get me to switch my major, but I hated the feel of ceramic clay. And then all the other types of clay, I've never liked the feeling of it. It just is, I don't know. I just never liked it. But this one I actually like. It's such a cool consistency. It's like working with candle wax. So you can have it super liquidy. This is not even the most liquidy form. But it's super easy. This is with it really warm, and then when it kind of starts to cool down, it'll start to harden a little bit more. And you can move it around. And it's good for taking pressure, like doing textures and things. So, really nice. But yeah. You ended up doing it alone. You'll have to share. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Well, one day I will join you then, so you don't be alone. Yeah. In Discord. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've always. Like, for me, I just have never been connected with working on the computer. But, I mean, I can get it done, I just don't like that. Where this, I am so much more relaxed. I could spend hours doing this on, like, it's so much fun for me. Oh yeah, we have a new emote on Discord we have a new emote and a new sticker, and then on Twitch we have a new emote. On YouTube, I didn't have a space. I think we need like a few more members, and then I open up a new slot. No pressure on that. But yeah, so if you're on Twitch, you have a new Tiffany emote. I put in our Discord the artist's name, but I don't remember offhand her handle. But Daniel, he commissioned it for me. He actually ended up sending it to me a few weeks ago, but when he sent it to me, I was kind of drunk at a bar, and I forgot about it, and then I remembered again. So yeah, I that was my bad. We would have had this emote a while ago. Yes, that one. It's on Twitter or X. It's Tiraleafu. Tiraleafu. Yes. They are the artist. And I do plan on making a sticker out of it. So for my next convention, we should have that one. Just moving the little beam connections a little bit more before I start kind of going in. I will say, I'm not a fan of carving feet. It's very weird. I ended up taking pictures of my feet and trying to mimic it, but then I had to make it so exaggerated. Like, this is technically the length of the foot with all the beans, and then it just, it morphed. Trying to make it look more natural with it, I guess. I don't know. So yeah. Ruru, welcome on. How are you? Yeah, also with the monster clay, so my favorite tools are actually these. These are rubber tip tools, and they're really nice for smoothing all this out. These are provided by Green Stuff World. And then I also like to use these ball tips that are in different sizes. And then these wooden clay tools. And then of course you'll need a carvery kind of one. But that's kind of like the main ones. Most of this was all provided by Green Stuff World, including the stamps, which I kind of cut up because they had like this edge that was smooth, and I didn't want it in like a smooth edge on all of the clay. So yeah. I am not a fan of feet. They actually kind of gross me out. Yeah. For roughing and brainstorming concepts, but never beat cycle. Yeah. I do a lot of catting for my patterns, especially when it comes to like circles and a lot of things that are mathematical for sewing patterns. Trying to get this a little more smooth where I had added the material together. I'll have to go back in and kind of add more of the details after. I've never done a tabletop event, but I know a lot of people have really been wanting me to make miniatures and things. The Green Stuff World company that the tools are from, they actually are more of a miniature tabletop. Like most of their tools are for that, and they're trying to break into the cosplay community. So that's why they had reached out to me for a lot of this, because most of this can be used for both, but a lot of their stuff is for the size of their miniatures. So yeah. But I know a lot of people have been really wanting me to do stuff like that, or do painting things. I've had a lot more requests for painting tutorials, and for me, when I paint, I'm doing large scale. So they're wanting me to do like painting on miniatures, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. A little more smoothing on this one. Yeah, I've never heard of them before they had reached out, but a lot of people have, so it's kind of cool. What is the tabletop, wait, where did it go? What is the tabletop gaming event you're going to? Iwata teaching its greater, yeah. Iwata is another one of my sponsors here. They have been so great. I haven't haven't done any workshops with them though, but I've done a few events with them in Createx. We used to do Monster Palooza together. But all of their employees here in the US are so nice. Adepticon in Milwaukee. Ah, very cool. Does anybody dress up for those? The gaming tabletop ones? Or is it just mostly playing board game kind of stuff? Okay, I think we kind of have that. I want to start adding more of the... Ooh, that part's not smooth at all. Eee! Smooth that out some. There we go. I want to start adding a little bit of the stuff in there, so... worked with them for decades. I think you were at Critics filling the week before I was a few. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just read your name. I know your name. Sorry, for me, I'm just like purple long name. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah. Big Space Marine and Sister Arc Sedgeworth. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. I am one for not knowing names at all. I'm terrible with them, so. I'm using the wood tool right now, the ceramics one, with the round edge to kind of go in. We'll see how well I can do this. I have my rest on the ground, and what I've been doing is flipping the leg upside down to work on it. So kind of do that in a bit. So we'll see. Add that a little back in. It kind of got a little washed out last time I worked with it, so. It is saying when you do live streams, tough to read. Oh yeah. I still would like to figure out, so the chat combining thing is StreamerBot. I was recommended it, and it works great, and I know you can hook up the, I think you can hook up, Instagram and TikTok. I just haven't been able to figure that one out yet, so I'm hoping I might be able to get those. Not that I get too many chats on those platforms. They mostly are just, they come in, kind of check to see what I'm doing, and then leave. So if you do stay, I really appreciate it. But it's kind of like a little back and forth, so. And it just depends on the day for YouTube and Twitch, how much chatter we have. Yet to do Monster Palooza on your list to hang. Yeah, it's a really, so Monster Palooza is more of an FX event, and I would say it's more for industry, but I really liked it. When the first year I was there, because I never guested, I was there with Createx as like a featured artist, and I would do live stuff there for my cosplays. All of their live stuff was doing live prosthetics, applying it and doing makeups, and it was so cool because they'd be working on it all day, and then you could watch, like stand around and watch, and then at the end of the day when everybody finished, they would just walk around the convention, and it was so cool to see everything. And just to see like that side of the industry, because I never really like knew anything about that world, and so I've been slowly getting into it, but it was really cool to see. I think just attending it to see everything is awesome. I think everybody should just go and look, whether you like I have appreciation for the artistry of the makeup and FX and stuff. So I recommend that for anybody that's like an artist looking into that stuff. They had a whole section dedicated to Stan Winston and his school, I believe. The first year I was there, V. Neal was there from Face Off. She was the blonde judge. So it was cool to see. She had a whole section doing makeups. And just what kind of cool things that people make are really cool. They also have a monster gallery, which it's like a side room with everybody can submit their stuff in there of all of like Frankenstein and all of these like sculptures and head busts and like masks, and just it's so cool. And some of them are definitely like I couldn't show them on YouTube because they would get flagged for being too gruesome, but I appreciate the sculpts of that. Like some of them were like a guy laying down and his whole stomach was like pinned open, like they were doing surgery, and you could see all of the organs inside. And just if you think of from an artistry level of the FX makeup and how like if they have everything running in there, like the veins and stuff in the fake blood, it was just really cool, and I appreciate seeing stuff like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, Craig Fraser, yeah. I skipped back a little. Yeah, sorry. Adding into your stream, you'll see do YouTube and Facebook. I've not done Facebook yet. Yeah, I'm still new to the multi-streaming. I used to do Twitch, and then I switched to YouTube only just because that's where all my tutorials are. And I got tired of telling people on Twitch, like, go over here, that's where you can see this and this. And then they just recently, I guess in the last year, added where you can multi-stream now without being flagged. So kind of why we started doing more, and I've been slowly trying to add more platforms and make it a little more, I guess, community and user friendly. I don't know. So yeah. Chiller theater events back in the day there, so yeah. Yeah, for those that are interested specifically in what it's talking about with Monsterpalooza, I have, I think, 2 vlogs on it on YouTube. If y'all want to see kind of what the con is about. It's in California, in something with a P. I want to say, I keep thinking Papilia, but that's here. I don't remember offhand. The more pinky outside by LA, or if anybody knows that area. I can add a little bit more depth in some of these. Since I'm adding more lines towards the front, I want to make sure that my back area is still matches. I think that one, Pomona, I can't say that. It's something like that. Yeah. Or Pasadena, maybe? Maybe it's that. I don't know. It's a P. I definitely am not familiar with that part of the world at all. Even though I've been there so many times. Okay, that's looking a lot better there. So we'll start adding a little bit more into this section. I'm gonna move this a little down, so hopefully that's it, Pasadena, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip. Oh, do the Dr. Pepper. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. If you're new to the community, would love to have you like the video and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, or follow if you're on Twitch, if you're on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm also multi-streaming on those. I just can't read chat there, but I appreciate all of y'all watching, so yes. It'll be nice because with this, basically when I finish this shoe, it'll be, I can put this whole kind of costume to the side, because all I'll be doing is scanning this, and then I'll have to break it up for printing, because basically the plan is to scan it, and then I'll have to do some mirroring on the body, just so I have a left and a right side. But I'll make, basically if you picture, if this was to go in a box, the shoe, and then this was like the negative hollow part of it. That's kind of what I plan on doing, to 3D print that, a shell, and then I can do my silicone molds in it and everything for more simplistic terminology of all that. But the fact is, this is going to take a long time to print everything, so during that time the plan is to work on my next cosplay, which I'm not announcing yet. So hopefully y'all will like the next build, and I can relax doing some other stuff. I am very much itching to make another cosplay though. So fast build. Yeah. The transition's a little funky for this part, just because it kind of has to span outward. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I try to stream on Fridays. I just haven't been able to the last 2 weeks, just because of other conventions and events I've been working at, so. How was your convention, Real? Didn't you just put a whole bunch of pictures in Discord from a recent event? Okay, I think that's good. Have you ever worked with silicone putty? No, I have not. It was great. Good. Glad to hear. Did you end up, or I guess you compete, you put a Judge's Choice Awards, I believe? find it funny how much I'm working on this, but how many people are actually going to be looking at the feed, I wonder. Do a little more here. Everyone looks amazing. I did a choice. Okay, cool. You always love seeing all of the convention pictures and stuff. Also made a build book for the first time. Ooh, share it in Discord. I'd love to see it. I actually, I've done a few times a build book panel, but I have to redo my whole thing, so be curious to see what yours looks like. I've started to upgrade when I guest at conventions my panels of, normally I'll just talk because I hate having to set up a computer because most of the time they don't have the connections or anything, and a lot of times I'll bring just samples to hand out, but I've started with my last few conventions testing it out is because I have my website, I'll actually end up putting my whole basically slideshow on my website, and I'll have to tell people where to go, but that way if I don't have a screen they can just look on their phones as I kind of talk, and it seems like it's been going pretty well, except I made one too long and I yeah. I want that little mark in the foot. I think I want to flip it, but I want to be able to show y'all. I'll do it in a bit because I'll have to change the whole camera setup and stuff. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and flip. Don't know how well I'll be able to show this. Let's see. Kinda? It makes it easier for me to work. Some of my lines got a little washed away, so I want to make sure I have it all going. anybody else working on any new cosplay builds or anything? Definitely liking how this part is looking a lot more for the platform part. Originally, I just had like the feet on top of it, and I knew I was gonna add some type of texture, but everything I did, it just looked kind of weird. So by doing this now, it feels like it kind of connects with the rest of the cosplay build now, especially where parts of the body are like coming off. I have these kind of like, not veins, but tree branch kind of things. I don't really know what to call them. But it looks a lot more cohesive now, I feel. I had a few little dots. Dots, dots, dots. Some light texture. Okay, back to this side. Ugh. It's like, the grosser it looks, kind of the better it looks, I guess. You got some great feedback from the judges. That's good. What kind of advice did they give you, if you don't mind me asking? I don't know how much of the, oh, sorry, y'all aren't seeing very much of this. I don't know how much of the detail y'all can see, but there's so much texture in here from all the stamping I've done. Add other materials, use more techniques, stuff like that. Okay. Cool, cool. Line. There. Okay, let's add a little more of those light lines. I'll say on the note of adding more materials or different techniques and stuff, doing it. So sometimes when doing more techniques though, you want to make sure it's still clean and not just have a lot more techniques, because typically, which I don't know who the judges were or anything, but typically it's cleanliness that will come out on top. You get a lot more kind of point kind of things for showing more techniques, but just because you have tons of more different types of materials and techniques and things that you're using, if they're not done clean, I guess, then it doesn't really help, if that makes sense. I think that's pretty good. Let me, oh, actually, we didn't do that part. Let me squeeze the leg real quick. Yeah. Okay, so where I added our marks in here, I want to make sure I can get the underside connected, because some of them are a wee bit funky. I always try to go back and smooth it a little bit with my hands so it's not so kind of flaky. As the judges said, your sewing and foam assist was super clean. The winner of the category just did. Okay. Gotcha. Hello Kitty and a Mendro. Oh, okay. Interesting. I've seen a few of kind of mashups of those types. By the way, if anybody has questions or wants to say anything else too, always welcome. I need to check my phone in a bit to see if I have any updates on the post. Okay, I think we're good there. That's me. Flip it. Move that back. Actually using your Rust Eater rabbit head pattern, but modifying it into a chicken head. Oh, I want to see that. Oh, I'm excited. I hope it's working out okay. That one I know is a little bit of a complicated pattern for some of the nose features, but yeah. Let me check this real quick. Okay, I gotta do some updates on the post thing still. So, so far so good. I'll post my progress. Okay, cool. I can't wait to see. I always like seeing. I know that Emil, that pattern, people have made it into other things, and then I think the Moon Man has been altered a little bit. I mean, they're both basically round head kind of things, so. Okay. Ah, sorry. Okay, now to kind of fix the feet, add a tiny bit more lines, and then I'll add some texture, and we should be on the home stretch now. I think. So, let's see. I definitely feel like I've been just doing manicures, or I guess pedicures, if that's what they are. And it was weird because I ended up adding all these lines on the top of the toenail because I'm trying to not have it super pretty, just because they're a little, like, I don't know. load. Okay. Cuticles are such a weird thing. It's actually a nice day outside today. Went from having the blizzard with coming in late from my trip and everything to we're now in the 80s. So kind of funny, just a few days. Oh, we're also in a burn ban too. Because of all the fires around. A human Zorg hybrid, she shouldn't have, yeah. It's just weird though. It was cool for the Blizzard headquarters tour. They had a little bit of, in their, so they have one room that's a rotating art, like Blizzard art each month or every few months or something. And they had some of the original concept arts of Kerrigan. So it was cool to see all of that. They had a lot of puppetry, like ventriloquist kind of things that were creepy as well. I'm not a fan of puppets, and yeah. But they were done really cool. Favorite thing though, there was somebody actually made one of the swords, like metalsmith, the whole thing, or blacksmith, and then they carved the sheath out of wood, and it was so intricate and everything. Oh, it was so beautiful. They won some kind of contest or whatever, but don't really know what exactly it was. I know, it sounds like Texas weather. Omaha is pretty close to Texas weather, except it gets a lot colder. We get snow, and less hail. So still the highs and the lows. But it gets a little hot. Like, we still get into the hundreds, but it's not like Texas where we'll be in the hundreds for a whole month or two. It'll only be like a day or two, and then it kind of stays just in the 90s. How are you? We are working on some high heels today that are interesting. These are for my Sarah Kerrigan cosplay from Starcraft. And just kind of carving out some minor details right now using monster clay. It's gonna be so amazing when it's done. Sorry, aw, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've got the whole body is done and carved. So this is the kind of the last part that I have to do. And then the next steps will be 3D scanning it and then printing out my molds so that way I can cast it with silicone. So. I will say this is probably the most that I've done for changing the design though, just because the shoe is a different look than what she actually has. But it is still a high heel. Let us then add a little bit more with the lines on the feet. It's like I kind of want to mimic my finger instead of toes because I don't really have lines like this too much. But I feel like it kind of needs to be more exaggerated. I don't know. It's a problem I was having with the other day when I was kind of working on this. The back and forth of how pretty to how ugly to how realistic kind of look. Get in there. Cheers. So the plan is I'm going to do silicone. I'm using dragon steel.
Write it down.
Lothian, thank you for the resub on Twitch for 7 months. I appreciate it. Much love. But yeah, so I plan on, when I have the shell, I'll do a light coat of silicone in it. And then I'll end up filling like some of the thicker areas. So like specifically her shoulder that has the giant spike thingy. I'll put foam in it. I don't remember the exact one that I'm using, not EVA foam, but like an actual smooth on kind of foam. So it'll go there to help with the lightweightness and then fill some of the spots. But that's kind of the plan, and then once you get that, you put a little bit on the edges to kind of glue the pieces together and then peel apart. So it's kind of the plan on that, and then there'll be, I haven't decided yet on, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be pants and then a little bit of a leotard type of thing. And then I'll have a zipper in the back with most likely a magnetic plate that will go over to hide the zipper. So that's roughly what I'm thinking. But yeah, because there's multiple part sections here, especially with the wings. I figured if I have just like a high waist kind of pants that I can then have the other parts sit on top, it'll be more comfortable and it'll be a lot easier if I do have to get to the harness and adjust things. I can just get that part. Especially since I'll most likely be gluing part of the neck to feather it in. I haven't 100% decided, but for sure that the hands I have it where it's gonna glue down to here, so I'm not going to the fingertips. So it'll be a little easier to be able to at least take the bottom half down if need be, and using of the restroom and stuff. But I don't plan on it being like pants that you take down. I'll have like kind of like a zipper at the, or not a zipper, but like a Velcro or something at the bottom. So bathroom, yeah. Sounds like a good plan. It's in my head, it's just words aren't like always coming out correctly, so I hope, I've been trying to explain my whole process in my head as best as possible, but I know sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's just Taglish. A little bit of lines there. I don't think that one needed it. Oh, they look so creepy. Ugh. I hate it, but I don't know if it's like good hate or bad hate yet. It's just, Ugh. Did I mention I don't like feet? They just gross me out so much. Gosh. Oh, that one's creepy. Oh my gosh, Adam. Fortunately, most of us understand Taglish. Good, good. My nails? Oh, my nails are not pretty at all. I don't do anything. Several of them. It's okay. I know I have a bunch of translators from y'all now. It's like the other day when I couldn't, or the other stream, I didn't know how to say something, and Wizard, like, in Discord was doing he would, like, do the talk whatever, so I could hear the actual pronunciation of it. Tilt it down a little more. There we go. I forget that her feet show. So weird. But I guess she floats, so she doesn't need shoes. So, I don't know. Okay, they're gross. Ugh, ugh. The beans. The beans. Do they look like real beans? Maybe? Maybe? Okay, Okay, last thing is I need to add some texture. So throughout the whole costume, there's only been 2 flat surfaces, and that are this area and then the downstairs area. Everything else has this kind of, I've tried to do a slight texture, like scaly, kind of like, so it looks more meh. And it'll hold paint a lot better when it's when I go to that process. So first I'll use my favorite, which is the scale-like one, and then the other one I have is, this one's technically a fur one, but yeah. A drone cable. That, you know, that would be really cool. I don't know how to do that though. That was like my Arbiter cosplay that I did. Technically that one, she's supposed to float too, and everybody's like, why are you wearing high heels and this and this? And it's like, she floats. She doesn't have feet, and like I had to do something, obviously. I have to be careful with this because they get a little sharp. So you can see how some of it, I'm doing some harsh lines, I'll have to go in and smooth. Despite the... Get this spot a little more. Oh. You were trying to learn how to make a 2-part mold? Ah. I've done mold making and things, but it was for jewelry smithing and we were doing small scale. So this will be a quite a bit of a different process for me with this large scale. And I did, my vacuum chamber came in. I haven't unboxed it yet though. It was like, I'm not using it right now, so I'm just gonna leave it in a box until I need it. Because I don't technically have room for it and I'll have to figure out space. think I'm good with that one. I can give my hand a little break because that was a lot of squeezing of that part. They're not meant to be bent like that. It'll be a lot more intense at first, and then I'll go back and smooth so it's not so much. I don't know if y'all can see the texture from that one. Okay. Oh, this one's a lot easier. Oh, must be a thinner mold of it. Sorry, my hair is gonna block a little. Just for a few minutes. So I can get into these certain spots. Looks kind of, I know, that's how I feel. It's like this is gross to me, and then it's like, ugh. Just as long as it actually reads as feet, I'll be happy, I guess. Okay, that's that. And then for a lot of the skin parts, the camera is looking for, oh no, looks fine. I guess it fixed itself, maybe. Yeah. I like to go in and add kind of these little circly dots as more texture. Oh no, so this one, this character doesn't float. So this is actually correct with the heel. Earlier we were talking about World of Warcraft characters that float, where her is an actual heel, like this. The only difference with this design that I did from her shoe is technically her toes go down to here, but for my type of shoe that doesn't work. So I ended up doing it on top and then kind of doing these like veiny connection branch things, so. I'd say definitely with doing projects like this though, you want to have a similar texture throughout the entire build though. And I think I'm doing that pretty well at least. Oh, somebody gave it to me, and it was like, it looks like TRASH maybe? Trash? I don't know. But yeah, it was bought from like a going out of business place. And somebody gave it to me. I had a lot of friends in college who, if they would find something, they'd just be like, oh hey, I got this for you. And be like, okay, thanks. So I have tons of body parts of like this and Olga and like things like that. I'm just doing light little marks kind of to emulate your normal skin since you don't actually have smooth skin. Okay, I think pretty good. And a few little stabby stabs. And I'll make these a little bit deeper. Not explains your movie about that. Yep. I have, so let's see, I've got Legatha, I've got Olga 2.0, 3D Tiff, I've got a like kind of weird torso thingy that's like half sideways. I've got a bathing suit display one, which is basically just the front and doesn't have a back. Do I have others? Oh, I have the male mannequin. And then I have a bunch of styrofoam heads and wig heads. But that's about it. It's still a lot though, but each of them, all the body parts come off kind of thing, so. Oh, and then mannequin-wise, or dress form-wise, I have red one, black one, falling apart painting one, the unique one. I think I have 4. Those were other things, like people just was like, here, I don't want it anymore, here. I was like, okay. And so I just ended up with a bunch, and like each of them have like a different kind of use, but none of them actually are my size. Okay, that's done, so we can start smoothing, and then hopefully that will be it. Smoothing, lots and lots of smoothing. Probably have to go add those lines again. There's a few spots that I can't quite reach. I can use this. Getting closer. Surprised none of the cats are in here, but I guess they're still kind of doing their distant thing. Nami was so happy when I came home. Oh my gosh, like laying in bed all night. She basically was just walking all over me, kneading me, giving biscuits, and then she's just been glued to my head every night since. She's so cute. Yuki was distant the first night, but now she's back to kind of her normal self, but she's a little bit more affectionate. So to show you, the right side is the non-smoothed out, and then the left side is the more smoothed out. So you can still see the details, but they're not quite as intense on that side. I don't know how well it actually shows, but just enough so it's not completely smooth and it looks more natural, to say the least. Definitely I'm happy that I continued with this and I didn't just say it was done last night, because this is looking so much better. add a tiny little mark in here because it really little. I think we're done. Yee! Okay. I will give y'all a little show. So to kind of show you please bear with my shakiness. I'm sorry. A little bit of the details of it. And then go into the toe beans, so you can see all the kind of the lines that I did to the top. Just enough to give a little texture. And then same with this side. If you haven't guessed, this is where the zipper will be. So I'll still end up, when I make the silicone to attach to the zipper, to the shoe. I think I was combining zipper and shoe, and it turned to zoo. I'll end up being able to cut this. And this you can really see the amount, so it doesn't look like it was just kind of floating there as much. So the front, and then the toes. Sorry for beans. Hopefully they look okay. I think it's a good transition from this part to kind of here. I think it ends up looking pretty close to the actual reference besides the different type of shoe. But yeah, that's that. We finished the shoe! Huzzah! Yay! Thanks, guys. Yeah. So that should be pretty much everything is done now with this. I'll still have one more thing to do later on. Once I'm done scanning the shoe and the body, I'll go back and I'll figure out where I want the cowl part to be for connecting the tentacle dreadlock thingies. So, but that'll be another time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything. A lot of work. So, but I'm gonna end the stream here. I got to read, or I have to do a third revision of this video that will be posted today. Just a few minor changes again that they want additionally, so hopefully that will be there. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I'll have to do that on YouTube as well. But I appreciate all of y'all being here. Thank you for all of the Twitch subs we received today, resubs. I don't know if we had any YouTube ones, but if we did, thank you. If you are new to the channel, I would love to have you. So follow here on all my platforms. If you were on Instagram or TikTok, I couldn't read chat, but I do appreciate y'all being here. And hopefully I will stream next Friday. We'll see. I don't have anything planned right now. Write it down. What is that? One's a YouTube one. It didn't do a notification on here. But thank you. Show. Okay, I can read it. Angry, thank you for being a remember of 41 months. It just didn't show on my chat for some reason. But I appreciate it. Much love. And yeah. Shouldn't go in. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'll see you for our next one. And hopefully I'll have a Blizzard headquarters video. Little vlog coming soon. As well as a behind the scenes of the 7 Deadly Sins event vlog thingy too. So, what's up? end screen. Where's the end screen?